not a problem. It's essentially how you apply it. So I'll come to you, Madam Sanusi. In terms of looking at the depth of infrastructure we have in the social space, that's health and education, and also in the economic space around transportation. What would be your own strong methodologies that you would recommend in terms of how we can use debt financing, either as government leverage in public-private partnerships or direct investments or availabilities and stuff like that? How can we use debt financing as an instrument to? Because I think the point is, the point he's made very strongly is that we're not looking at, we need not to look at baby steps. We need to look at huge steps. We need to sort of decompose and desegregate the society into the critical elements. And we need everybody. It's just like the human body. If one finger of your hand is not functioning very well, are you sick or not? You are sick. So I think we need to understand that every part of our society has to play a synergistic role, and we need to sort of create, a way to pull everybody together, to sort of a data transmission plan.
And mine is, I want to associate myself with all the opinions every expressed on the mindsets. I don't want to deep into my time in doing that. And most especially the chairman, the guest speaker, members of the panel, and my esteemed audience. Mine is, first of all, a comment on the population. So we need not to be afraid, even if we are going to be 1 trillion. It's the quality of the population, the quality of the individuals. Compare a family of 20, all of them engineers and medical doctors. Compare that with a family of 2 or 3, most of them Confucianists. So we are not afraid of the number of population we are coming up to the year 2030. But the quality and the solution lies in what you are doing already. You are already preparing for it. You have a very sound infrastructure base, very sound educational base. Believe you me, we'll become exporters of skills. You know what is happening in India? They have 2 major skills, ICT and health, medicine. And people are flocking India. In fact, the Indian embassy, if you then step into India and come back, you will start a fresh visa application. And that is already a huge cash flow for the embassy. And the records had it that Nigeria alone contributed 17% of their global embassy earnings. 17%. I don't want to go deep into that. But mine is on this issue of PPP, do we go PPP or external funding and external borrowing? I think I want to align myself with going to external borrowing. And that's why I will direct my question specifically to the director. The major issue is a lot of researches, a lot of literature abounds to show that it is difficult to have a difference between the private sector and the public sector. And in fact, the public sector officials in quotes, not all of them, actually mobilize resources as effective private sector practitioners. So we really have a private sector. More so, within the fiscal expenditure framework, the government control about 98% of the entire resources, either overtly or covertly. And if that is the case, really, shouldn't we really say that everybody should have private sector consciousness? And if that is the case, that before we transform, given the amputation we have already, and if you look at the ingredients of amputate federalism, as amplified by the guest speaker, you will see that there are a lot of internal readjustments that we have to make even in our attitudes. But because we cannot wait, we have to enjoy the major benefits of the control and discipline that follows external funding and borrowing. Therefore, I'm feeling that for now, we should subject ourselves to external borrowing so that we will strive to meet the standards. By so doing, you will have a superimposed control upon the amputator. Once we have identified the amputator, then the external borrowing source helps us to control it. Let me stop here, sir. Thank you.
A puzzle to me. Why is it taking us almost 60 years after independence to come to the realization that we cannot develop without infrastructure? Because right now, what we all heard was that that's why economic, that's why economic. There was never a linkage. Is it that our academicians, because honestly, when Bonaike announced early in this administration, 2000, that Nigeria will have, like, within 6 months of the economy minister of power, the whole country was jubilating because we did not realize what it takes to give contractor power. It was only after 6 months we started saying, why is man not giving us contractor power? So that's why did it take us so long to get to this now, that it's now that we are now realizing that we have been fighting about assassination for a long time. Two, now that we are heading in that direction, how do we solve the problem of chief executive, especially at the state level? You know, a governor will come and say, I want to build an airport. Meanwhile, there's an airport 30 minutes away from the state. But he now wants the resources that comes from the federal government to build an airport that is clearly of no use to his people. You know. So how do we, because I mean in this room we have a lot of delegates. How do we? Because in those states they are capable of stopping the governor. Whatever the governor wants to do in any state, he will do it. Nobody will. But from this level, we can find a way to actually work, like in my own state in particular. The first governor wanted to build a World Trade Center. He built it up to, I think about the 5th or 6th, 7th. It had been like that 16 years after he left office. What has happened there? It has been abandoned by everybody. And I'm sure those who are trying to feed airport now, those airports will be abandoned after they leave office. So please, how can we, now that we are now focused on our state, how can we channel this energy that we are now directing into resource building, into infrastructure building to go in the right direction? Thank you.
Thank you. Well,
yeah, Sebastian, thank you. I want to say that we have not been very fair to the private sector from the analysis of the guest speaker as to the way we will come out of the infrastructural deficit. You made us understand that for us to meet up with the deficit, we need $100 billion to be pumped into the system. $100 billion to be pumped into the system in the next 30 years. Every year. Okay. And that the government needs to get 52% of it, while the private sector will get 48%. And the only way the government can get their own 52, you have told us that the best way is to borrow through the external means. I have not had anybody talk about encouraging the private sector to generate their own 48. I am from that sector. Excuse me. I want to tell you that the issue of grammar is not necessary. You as a private sector gets a job. I had one from NPA to execute in Boniana, and I just needed 50 million. It gave me the opportunity to know all the bank chief executives because nobody was ready to listen to me. We'll end up speaking grammar here and we'll go home and we'll go back to the basics. What can we do to make private sector to thrive? Thank you very much.
Just for PPP, yes. An external program. PPP is not synonymous with domestic program. It's a framework for bringing private sector, public sector come together, while the asset is actually undertaken by the private sector for the public sector. So I prefer that one because the latest you mentioned to preference for external borrowing in terms of transparency, in terms of pressure to make sure that the funds are utilized for the purpose for which they actually is incorporated in the PPP because the people who are involved also have a stake. The lenders do have a stake. Yes, I think you mentioned the picture of how the PPP transaction is doing it. Usually you form an SPP, that the consortium of the private people who want to provide the asset. So let's say it's a hospital. Government, they say, I want you to build a hospital of so-so capacity, or a classroom, a so-so place. The private sector will come together and bid for the project. Then they will go and source for funds. Usually, it's hardly get. Most of the people are hardly get. Usually, it's 70% debt, maybe only 30% equity. And sometimes it's even higher than that. And because of that, and usually you have limited, very limited or non-recourse to the parties that sponsor the project, which means we have to rely on the cash flow from the project itself. So because of that, lenders are very careful. You have to go through a very rigorous process of evaluation before they now agree to lend, because if the lend and the project fails, it's also going to affect them. So that's why I say I have preference keeping our record, the way we manage our public fund spending. I think I prefer that kind of insurance of the government, of other people who also have a stake, who would shout even more than the whistleblower if there is anything amiss that is going on. So that's why I say I prefer that kind of model. Secondly, the large quantum of resources required. That's why I disagree with them to say that we can raise it from domestic financial market. If we take the capitalization of our banks, data, how much the new amount you can go to able to lend less than 100 billion to, so we must borrow from outside. And it's cheaper. The only thing is that we must have an enabling environment if we want to attract that kind of funding. We don't have the income because we are competing with other countries. This thing we are doing, other countries have done it long time ago, and we benefited from it. And we can still replicate it if we are able to walk the talks. That's why I say we need political consensus. What I mean by that is, we have a political cycle every 4 years. So this is an investment that will last 20, 30 years. No private sector person will come and borrow funds, start a project. Like he said, somebody started a project, reaches a certain level and abandons the project. If a private sector and we get a contract, and then somebody now comes and draws everything, you lost your money. So there must be that assurance of general consensus. Everybody needs to understand. You have a problem of infrastructure, you have a problem of industrial growth, you have a problem of jobs, you have a problem of youth unemployment, and we need to solve those problems. So if we agree, and everybody sees that and agree that is the route to go, so that no matter what happens, another party comes to power tomorrow, we will come and start changing everything. So that's what they are doing. So that is the kind of assurance we need in order to be effective.
The fact that a good number of my elders and my seniors are still here, people like Engineer Chief Atunugo and Mr. Abu, they are still here after listening to this talk and good story for 2 hours. If they have listened for all their lives. So we appreciate your presence, and that's inspiring us to continue see whether there is solutions. Now, I think I take all the things I'd like to talk together. In terms of how to handle the subnationals, in terms of discipline of governance, I think as the chairman has said, it's left for all of us. And there was a good word for it earlier in the day. Someone talked of advocacy, that JustFriends will play the role of advocacy. So the challenge is that those of us who are worried about governance at the subnational level should form our technical advocacy groups to take decisions on what must be done to constrain them to do the right thing. Okay, I'm aware that there are a couple of groups, some of us belong to that are forming such things, how to make people do the minimum right things. So it's advocacy. So it's all of us to go about that. Now, the issue of why are we just starting? We're not just starting. The point is we always start without moving. So I can assure you that what we're doing here today was done about 20 years ago. Even while we were in the universities, how many years ago? 20, 25, 30 years ago. We are talking about the same things. when I was in New Breed organization as an economic journalist, we wrote about these things. Okay, we wrote about these things. I mean, as an economic journalist with New Breed organization, if you remember the popular New Breed magazine, the first radical magazine in Nigeria, headed by the late Chief Priest Okolie, okay, from Delta State. I remember when I covered the opening of a larger tea company as an economic journalist. I would take, I write supplementaries, I write long stories about how we have been backward because of infrastructure deficit. And one of the things that makes you have good infrastructure is to have iron and steel. Now we have arrived because we now have an iron and steel. When was this? We are talking of 1982. Okay? That's when I wrote this thing. Well, the same thing I said that and what I'm saying now in a different way. So it's not that we are just starting, it's just that we have always started without moving. So the issue is, how do you break the vicious cycle? Who will break the jinx? So we're all looking for ways of breaking the jinx. The third issue is the issue of the private sector. Now, let me just say that my analysis emphasized that the private sector is supposed to play a role. That's number one. Secondly, because of the role we expect the private sector to play, that was one of the reasons. There were a couple of several reasons. One of the reasons why we said the right thing to do is to borrow. First of all, we explained that you must borrow. That's number one. We can argue on that. Second, we say even when you want to borrow, should it be domestic or external? And we said that for the public sector to borrow, let it borrow external. One of the reasons that so that they can give whatever is available domestically for the private sector to borrow. Do you understand? So in that case, we are accommodating the private sector. And implicitly, we are accepting that they are forced to available force locally. But that what we say, why don't we leave it for private sector? We are not saying there's no money locally, but the one that's locally, given the quantum of money required, if you measure it, it's still not up to 20% of everything that is required. So we say, leave it for the private sector, see whether you can get external money. And that takes me to the issue of government versus funding versus PPP. And the chairman said, it's actually a mix. My analysis is saying, logically, look, the National Infrastructure Master Plan says that government will contribute 52, private sector 48. So that one is settled, that the private sector must contribute. But I'm arguing that the 52% to be contributed by government, it cannot be done with budgetary resources. Okay? So if you cannot do it, we are not talking about what government will contribute, not what the private sector will contribute. Private sector will contribute in all forms, including PPP. But even with all contribution by private sector in various forms, there is something the government, the public sector must contribute. And we are saying, looking at this budget, it cannot contribute it internally. Are you getting it? So it must go and look for the other side. Unless you say, look, don't borrow at all, just do with whatever is available. And I'm telling you, nothing is available. Because if you look at the budget, you find that if revenue, internal generated revenue is always smaller than the recurrent expenditure. Okay? So that, in fact, indeed, you are actually using part of what you borrowed to beat recurrent expenditure. I'm not telling you anything new, like you told me. Go and look at the figures. It's in the budget. How much did you generate this year? How much are you spending on recurrent expenditure? Which one is greater? So that shows you that even what you generate every year is not enough for your recurrent expenditure. So if you must spend 1 kobo on capital, you must borrow. So that one is settled. Unless you don't want to spend. So all we are doing to say, since you must spend, what is the best way to get this money? And the logic I'm arriving at is that it has to extend that for the public sector now. Even the private sector needs foreign borrowing as well. Now, on the issue of funding, as the chairman mentioned, the difference between financing and funding. Financing is the process of getting the money available. Funding ultimately means who is responsible for bearing the cost. Okay? When the bank gives you money, it's financing. Who is funded? It's you, because you are paying back the bank. Okay? So also, that's why we made that argument that, look, when the government borrows whatever it was borrowed externally, let it make sure, if of course our emphasis, it has to be based on a transformation plan. That transformation plan includes all the bankability documents we are talking about, feasibility studies, business plans, and others. Let it be very clear. Cash flow analysis, macroeconomic modeling, that's the emphasis I was making. So all those issues about cash flow, feasibility studies are all captured in the transformation plan, which make the project bankable. And that's why I went further to say, because of this bankability, the government would even apply co-investment, so which is a type of PPP. Even for the government to pursue its own project, it will apply co-investment because of the transformation plan, which is acceptable to an intelligent investor. Okay? Okay. So it's not either government or private sector or PPP. It is both. But we are focusing on the thing government must do. Where will it get the resources to do it? That's the question. And that leads me to the issue of all the things government will borrow externally to fund infrastructure would not necessarily be borne by the treasury. Much of it will be off balance sheet. And that goes to the issue of using special purpose vehicles. Of course, that's why we are saying a good number of the projects will have to be operated on a user fee paying basis. Remember I mentioned that. And in fact there was an emphasis that it is an illusion, nobody should be under any illusion, that the government will not bear the burden of this debt. Because you have to pay for the roads, you have to pay for the railway. I mentioned that specifically. The bottom line is that this is as fee paying, the burden is not on government, it is based on the cash flow of the project. And that's why I use the specific terms that these things to be done under the model I'm proposing has to be project tied. Remember I emphasize that. It has to be project tied, it has to be output based, and it has to be private sector managed. I emphasize that. So it's essentially inspired by the government, but the management and the operation is actually a private enterprise for it to work. Okay? Okay, I've dealt with the issue of domestic versus external borrowing. I mean, again, that is very clear. Let's leave as much space as possible domestically for the private sector. Since we know, as they build infrastructure, your ultimate objective is that the real sector should grow. And if the real sector should grow, they need a lot of money from the banking system, from the capital market. So as much as possible, let government leave this space for the private sector to exploit. I think for now, that's what I said. But all the contributions made by the panelists are very, very useful. Indeed, if you look at them closely, there is consensus in this room. Thank you.
I think we've spent quite some time, so please permit me to do something. I will just take a contribution from from Eugenia, take a contribution from Emmanuel. No lady is spoken. I will appeal to one lady to ask a question or to make a comment so that we are gender sensitive. And after that, I'll just ask the panelists to give their final words so that we can end the session. We can continue this discussion,
I think we have underestimated our creative enterprise as a nation. We have depended so much on oil that we don't realize that we have Nollywood. We don't remember that we have culture that we can propagate, that we can sell. We don't remember that we have fashion, and some of the finest creative people in the world are here in this country. So let me take you back to the media, and indeed I wanted to make a further comment on it. Most nations use various media tools to access their people and galvanize them. Some of it is drama. And a lot of us today, a lot of women I hear, I'm not one of those, but I hear a lot of women watch Z World, which is an Indian soap opera. And can you imagine what it would mean if soap operas are made in such a way that messages are carried to our people? We love entertainment. Entertainment sells, music sells, and we can put what we want to say about getting people to pay for things in there. In America, taxes sorts out a lot of things. You go to luxurious places that are run by government, it is tax that paid for it. We must look at tax evasion as a nation. How are we propagating it in the media? How are we carrying the media along to carry our messages? Media is very expensive. And when I said we have an opening ceremony kind of media, it's just that the resources in the media are very slim. So these cameramen have to go to another venue. But if you have paid enough to keep them here, then this conversation can then go on air. Media is not cheap. Your competitors are out there. So if you want to say something, you really must be paying for it, so that when you send out that message, you are sending it out to meet other competitors who have an interest. So you have nations across the West African region who can benefit from our own infrastructure in Nigeria, which will serve to raise more money if it's transborder. But what we do is we're thinking only of our local government area. We're not thinking globally. And we must begin to think globally, and in doing so, we must ensure that the media is part of the work that we do. Mr. Chair, you must permit me to just run through a couple of things that I'd written down while Dr. Nwankwo and other panelists were speaking. You see, our capacity building needs to go beyond just a narrow field. There's a field called actuary. The actuarial field in insurance is such that it is about how are assets discombobulated. They are broken, how are they sold, who is buying, the kind of thing that BP pretty much does in some instances. But how many actuaries are in Nigeria? How many people, PPP is new, how many people are in the PPP sector? How many people have gone to learn about how other nations have managed? We woke up one day and we had Ashikwe, one of my colleagues in economics, an economic journalist like Doug Ashikwe, call himself the motor park economist. Economists tend to talk above our heads. You can't carry us along when you are speaking in figures and things that you cannot bring to the ground for the population to follow and accept. When you speak about structural adjustment, you speak about all those big things, the average grandmother in the village doesn't have a sense of what you're talking. Even the average student has no idea. So the motor park economist came and said, let me break it down. Break it down to say your children will have more jobs in the media. Then somebody is watching it in a drama and saying, if we do this, it will help. I come from Kogi State, and the greatest elephant project is the Ajaokuta steel mill. And when I drive past there, my heart bleeds. I look at it and I ask myself, how did the Russians come in here and put money in a place that died? Simply died. And most of the projects we have in Nigeria, according to World Bank statistics, are decaying. So we have not maintained the ones we have. Like I said at the beginning of this conversation, we're not building new ones. And the chairman added BAR to it. So you build it, abandon, and rebuild. Now, we are not also putting our money where our mouth is, because across the states, various governors are deciding which one is their pet project. And while you are doing pet project, the one that would really help the society is abandoned. But we must also be futuristic. When we borrow this money externally or PPP or wherever we borrow it from, like Dr. Nwankwo has rightly observed, let us plan for how it will be used. Beyond that, have we looked at, are women just consumers? When you build this infrastructure, have you thought about how women consume it? Are women part of the decision making? Are they contributing? Are they female engineers? I always ask a question. When the gas cylinders are made, gas cylinder for cooking, how many women are involved? But we are the ones that use it. Nobody asks us how we want the gas cylinder to operate in our kitchen. They just give us the one that we don't know how to turn on or turn off. Who has asked us to contribute? And in addition to all of that, while you are looking at women, what I actually went to do in Malta was I visited the United Nations International Aging Institute. So we build, and we're not bringing in inclusion. Our infrastructural facilities are not adjustable. We don't have the ones that take care of blind people, physically challenged people. We don't look at the one that looks after the aged. So we build, people go to collect pensions and they can't climb the staircase. So these are issues we really must look at. They are fundamental. And so people are tired of government information. People are fatigued, and the media is the only one that can help you. So when you have a high-powered management plan for how you borrow the money. The media doesn't come along. There's no drama. There's no discussion program. There's no media person learning from what you are doing as economists. We're going to bungle it, I assure you. We need to be part of the holistic system. I rest my case.
But the gentleman there that asked the question on assessing loan from banks, and he wasn't able to do that, I don't think that question was addressed here. So how can we get the banks to key into the program so that those of them that have such programs can get the money and then it will help in our infrastructural development? Thank you.
With the transformation agenda. I'll start with you. I'll start on this other side with Emmanuel and then go this way. Emmanuel.
Thank you very much. I think strongly believe that we will succeed. We succeeded as a country 2 years ago with raising over 100 billion naira from a simple Ijara that was issued. We can issue a salam sukuk, we can issue an istisna sukuk, we can do a simple musharaka, we can do all forms of deals. We can raise bonds, we can raise all manner of instruments to support. So I believe we can succeed. We're on the path. We have the will. The agenda of this government is next level, and I'm sure we're at the point where we can move this infrastructure, remove it completely, and close up the gap. The other thing to do is that we can now begin to do the work, not to talk, leave the talk alone and focus on it. Where do we go from now? The first thing I'm thinking is that maybe, like you said, we should quickly partner with JustFriends Club, do more engagements and see how they can come up with a communique that will focus on what are the strategies to move this, who are those to be engaged, at what level, and how do we support government activities of making sure. The private sector also needs to understand how PPPs work. Because the focus seems to be like, it's just because it's also, it's a partnership that we need to, so we need to focus on developing capacity across the parties. And also to congratulate the presenter of today and to say that you've done a very good job on this one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.